Yo, Descendants, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we gotta talk about Serena, the flying mistress, the flying mommy that is just stealing my heart. She is absolutely crazy right now. We have gotten a 3-second Defiler kill, and this is without even maxing out our Paragon or the Arche Tuning board, as well as we've cleaned out the Void Erosion. I think we're ranked 2 right now in Void Erosion in like 6 minutes or something like that solo. Not bad, plus that whole Void Erosion run I was using the wrong inversion buff. I was on toxic rounds instead of chill rounds, so it could have been even more damage, but nonetheless that just goes to show you how powerful she is. And I haven't even tested out the other Transcendence module that turns her into like a dive bombing eagle. Right now we don't have that mod yet, so we've just fully been testing out her gun mods all day today. We just got off like a 12-hour stream. We're running through the Sigma sector today, testing out like all the gun builds on her. So we pretty much, I think we have just about perfected the gun build. Obviously we're going to make a better version eventually, but for now this one does absolutely just go ahead and destroy everything. I can solo it quite easily, as you can see in the background. This is all solo play, doing it on hard mode, no problems whatsoever. And then we did the Void Erosion as well. The only thing, we just used a different gun, but I'm going to talk about all of that in the video. All right, so let's hop right into it. And first of all, I'm going to show you guys some skills because we've never done a Serena video before. She is new obviously, so let's have a look at it. As you can see, her flying in the background, they got a really cool intro skin. But first up, let's talk about our first ability, Sacred Flame. Now the main thing you need to know about this is how you get ammo back, because you mark enemies and they'll take some more fire damage. You can see it reduces their fire resistance on the right there, and it also gives you round recovery on firearm attack. So main thing is you need to know to mark enemies with your first ability. As you see in the background, it's a giant flame, so it's quite easy to mark and it does travel very, very far. So you want to mark enemies with that, and then when you shoot them, you have a chance to get back your bullets. Let me see if I can actually just spawn in something random here. Let's shoot that guy, and you see on the right there, +2, +2, +2, so we are getting bullets back. That is how you get your bullets back. And then her second ability, I can just show you right now. The second ability is where you float up like this, and you get a whole bunch of different gun buffs. I can show you guys over here. The gun buffs you get over there with general rounds, you get multi-hit chance increase, multi-hit damage increase, and then with impact rounds they'll have an increased drop-off distance, so you can shoot them from a further range, as well as hitting critical hits, I believe, will be restoring your MP. And then special rounds, so like Secret Garden, their AoE is increased, they have damage like a little AoE around them. Actually, I haven't tried out secret rounds with that. We've only been using impact rounds today so far with the new weapon, but that will just give you like increased AoE. And I think with the Greg's Reversed Fate, that might actually be pretty insane. So that might be a nice little combo to put together with her, especially with her reducing the fire resistance on her one. So yeah, that's actually something I'm going to go check out tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. But moving on, and then also the higher powered rounds, it's going to increase or give them additional fire damage chance and increase your fire damage on any enemies with Repentance. It's going to go off of like your skill power. However, we're not focusing on this too much. This is basically just used to get into the air, and also then just give us all that multi-hit and all the attack stuff buffing over there. And then our third ability, this is what's actually going to like teleport us around, teleport us up, and it's also going to give you like a reload. So pretty much you see there we're at 13 shots, and now we go like that and we have reloaded. So this is how you reload without having to reload. You can keep your ammo up by having your 1 on the target, shoot the target, getting ammo back, and then you reload. Okay, keep in the sky like this, you shoot again, get all your bullets back, reload, get some bullets back, reload. As you can see, it's not as OP as Glaive, but it's pretty damn close. And we also do have the Transcendent module on that makes you like a little speed buff. So if you stay on the ground, you do this, at this massive circle that it drops will give everybody a like 40% increased speed boost. And it just gives it to you all the time too, even when you just use the buff. You can see that under my buff bar, we are getting the increased speed. So that is what we're using. That's the only difference it makes to it. So if you don't have the Transcendence module, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. And then last, let's talk about the ult. Now this one is different because it depends on where you activate. If you activate it on the ground, it's going to give you Prayer of Redemption to you and all your allies. It's going to remove debuffs. It's going to give you HP recovery. It's going to give you MP recovery, as you can see it on the right side. And it's also going to give you damage reduction. So it's pretty much just like a defensive buff. If you cast it on the floor like that, you see we have 5 stacks of it. And then if we actually go ahead and reset it, and if we go into the sky now, activate it again, now we have a whole different buff, and this just does a massive AoE proc. You can't really see it so well, but you see the exploding diamond like shape. That is just doing crazy amounts of AoE damage, and that is what makes her so busted on this gun build. Go have a look at what this actually does. Redemption's Judgment, you can see the duration there's 19.6 seconds with our mod setup, and the cooldown is 15 seconds, so we can pretty much keep this up the whole time. We can actually keep this up full time. We have a shorter cooldown than duration. And that, if we have a look at what it actually does, additional AoE damage chance on firearm attack, 100%. So 100% you will be dealing this firearm explosion damage. and that damage multiplies of 0.8% of your max HP, and then you have a 200% increase range on that. That is how we get AoE on her with the gun build, and that's just absolutely crazy. I really want to go try out the Gregs with her because we have mainly been using the new weapon, the Malevolent, messing around with it, and this is what we've been using all day. So that is just a quick breakdown of the skills. Now let's have a look at the modules we're running. We can still obviously go form on this. We're not done with this completed yet, but as of right now, this is what we have hooked up. We do have double HP mods because like you guys saw before, when you have this 4 on, it's going to scale off of your HP. So the more HP you have, the better. We're only running HP amp over there because we don't want to run the other HP mod. It gives you more HP, but it does take away your MP, and she's extremely MP hungry if you are trying to stay in the sky the whole time with flying. Although you can counteract this with using some component set, which we'll talk about in a minute. For now, this is what we got. We got double HP mods for that increased damage, survivability. We have MP conversion, nimble fingers, and focus on singular, focus on fire, both. And as you can see, both of these are unleveled because we're only really using these for the cooldowns. So with both of these cooldown, nimble fingers, MP conversion, as well as our component set, we have our ultimate down to a 15.7 second cooldown. So we can have this full uptime because the duration being at 19.6 seconds. And talking about duration, we do have 2 duration mods, maximize duration, scale expansion. And we also have shot focus there just for increased firearm attack damage because that's what we're mainly going to be focusing on. And then we have strong mentality to reduce the skill cost. However, we do actually want to run maximize conservation. I didn't have it in before, but I was testing stuff and I forgot about shot focus. So when we can actually put some more formers on here, I'm going to put on maximize conservation over strong mentality. That's just all we can fit for right now, as you can see. We could also drop the red mod of your home. This only gives you that movement speed that I was talking about. So you don't really need this at all. That's completely just added optional. We just chucked it in because we, had the space, and it does give a nice little speed boost to your allies. So nice to have it, although it's not the end of the world. This right here is what we used in all the footage. It's also exactly the same build we used when we cleared the Void Erosion. As you can see, the Void Erosion purge, we are currently number 2. I'm sure people will start getting faster and faster at this, ourselves included. And then on the Void Intercept battle, we are 3.9 seconds with the boss build. So you guys are obviously wondering, what is the boss build? But before we get to that, let's first finish off the mobbing build. So this is the component set. We ended up choosing the Hunter set for the skill cooldown, but mainly for the MP recovery. As you can see, we get MP recovery in combat, out of combat, and when your current MP is 50% or below, you gain the Arche shield. So while it's active, you deal less firearm attack, but when you are hit, it will recover 30% of your Arche shield or of your MP when the shield breaks. It does reduce your firearm attack a little bit, but because of shot focus, it completely just negates the negative to that. It's not always up, so more often than not, the enemies are going to shoot you because you're going to be not too far away. Hopefully don't fly too far away. But yeah, you want to stay within range so they can hit you, so you can actually restore your MP. And you will be pretty tanky. You see we're at 15.3k. Now obviously you can do more damage if you use a different set. We can just go full HP. So maybe when we play around with the mods of here, and we put in the other maximize conservation, so we can actually get some more skill cost reduction, we could go ahead and then try switching out the set to go just like a full HP set, and we could get close to like 30k HP, the same as what we do have for our bossing components, which we'll talk about in a second. And then lastly, the reactor for the mobbing build, we just want duration up and cooldown to use her for, because that's what's going to give you the most damage and the AoE. And then the weapon we're actually playing around with today and using the whole time was the Malevolent. If we have a look at the rolls, we got firearm attack. We do have fire attack just because we're only really using this inside the Sigma sector. Enemies are weak to fire, and then we have fire rate. And then the second roll, we probably want to get fire rate on it as well, but I was just messing around with this attribute trigger rate for now. So that last call, we're going to probably switch over to fire rate, especially with how we have the mod set up. I'll show you guys in a second. And then the bottom rolls, we have weak point, rounds per magazine, fire attack, and firearm attack. The reason we don't have any crit on this weapon is because the crit on this weapon is extremely terrible, and we're also going to be using mods that's going to give us negative crits. You can see with our firearm crit damage, it is putting it down at the ground. Even without this mod, the weapon still had 0 critical hit damage, like it was minimum. So that's why we decided to try and build it the way we are, just completely ignoring crit. I'm going to focus fully on multi-shot, the new type of damage. So this is the build work in progress right now. We have action reaction, rifle reinforcements, just for your normal firearm attack increase. Then we have half aiming and weak point sight, because how this weapon works is when you hit weak points, it's going to shoot out the little saw blades. And since you're going to obviously wanting to be doing that all the time, just boost your weak point damage because you're going to go for the headshots anyway. We have expand weapon charge to increase the magazine, because the magazine is pretty small since it is a impact rounds. I think we have to like 14 rounds with this one on, and then some fire rate up. And then we also do have these new multi-shot mods. Now we haven't fully tested all these. We have been using these today, but obviously this is subject to change because it's like the first build we're going to try with these. But it's going for full multi-hit damage on this one. You can see it gives us negative crit. But again, we don't have any crit chance or crit damage, so it doesn't really matter for us. Then we have also this one over here, multi-trigger rifling, giving you multi-hit chance, and it is giving you negative fire rate. We do have 25% fire rate over there, as well as 17 on the core, and we can put another core with fire rate, so I don't think this fire rate negative matters at all. And then this one over here, I'm not really sold on this one so far, the multi-bullet. That kind of feels really mid, because if you read there, it says on landing multi-hit damage plus 6% for 3 seconds. This only stacks up to 3 times. That's like what, that's like 18%, so it's nothing crazy, although it doesn't really have a cooldown, it seems. So this is permanently up as long as you are landing multi-hits, which you will be doing all the time. Then yeah, this is actually going to be pretty good, I think, overall. And then the last slot over there we want to use for an element, so we're going to go ahead and put on the fire mod. Once we can go ahead and catalyze that up. And then inversion stuff, if you have a look, they have changed a little bit. This bottom one, aerial maneuvering raider, when airborne for at least 2 seconds, grants the buff multi-hit chance plus 100%. So that's why you can see we're really building and leaning into that multi-hit chance, because you get 100% while you're airborne for at least 2 seconds, which is going to be pretty much all the time. And then we have focus fire rounds over here, just for getting the debuff over there, as well as with the fire rounds, because you just switch out like whatever enemy you're fighting. We also have the strike point amplification here. On landing a multi-hit with a firearm, you get the strike point, which is going to give you weak point damage. And as you know from before, we are going to be using weak point like crazy on this weapon. So this inversion tree is really nice. And then lastly, also Arche Tuning. We won't go over this completely now because we're not finished with it, but this is the tree we have been playing with for now. It's getting multi-hit chance, multi-hit chance. I think we might even remove these multi-hit chances, because we do have that 100% increased multi-hit chance, but there is multi-hit damage over there, as well as firearm damage, explosive attack, which we'll be getting because of our 4. So I think for now, we're just going to mess around with this. And then later on, once we're fully, played with this and tested all of these, we'll come back to you guys with the updated guide. But for now, that's where we're going. If you want to screenshot that, we won't go too detailed into that. So that's everything for the mobbing build. Now let's have a look at the bossing build. And right away, we're going to start this with the components. As you can see, we have almost 31.5k HP. So basically, just want to get as much HP as you can. We don't care about any of the set bonuses. Just go max HP, HP on that one, HP, as much HP as possible. Cooldown duration again on the reactor doesn't matter, because this is a gun build. And then the weapon we are using is the last dagger. This is exactly the same last dagger as what we were using on our glade before for the defiler runs. See, we have toxic attack on the top. That's the only thing that's changed on the top. And then on the bottom rolls, I actually see now this is the wrong dagger, because I have 2 daggers. So I need to go and re-roll this one. Yeah, this is the rolls you want on the bottom. As you can see there, firearm crit, weak point, firearm attack, and crit damage. Those are the rolls you want. The one on the right is my mobbing one, which I messed up. I might have to go fix it after that. But that just shows you how powerful this character is, even without even with missing 2% fire rate and having chill attack on, not even toxic on the bottom, or like fixing up the crit, I was still able to get a 3-second defiler kill. So that just goes to show you guys Serena is absolutely busted. We're going to look at the weapon. This is the weapon we're using. Again, it's the same as the glade weapon. We just switched out mental focus for firing fiesta, because that's literally all it takes, 3 seconds to go ahead and kill the boss. So that's all you need. And then if you have a look at our modules, super simple. The only thing you want to get is as much HP as possible. HP. Again, we don't care about the MP over there, because you just want as much HP as possible. Shot focus for increased damage. And then we are using the overwhelming HP instead of the overwhelming shield tech, like we've done on Enzo so many times, where the overwhelming shield puts you at 1 HP and then gives you massive shield. With the overwhelming HP, it gives it the other way around, and it fixes your max shield at 1, but it increases your HP by all of your shield. So you can think you just get HP mods, you get shot focus, and then the rest you just get as much shield mods as you can get. We do have time distribution there just because it does have HP as well. This is like the max amount of HP you can get on the modules itself. And then another place you can get some more HP is in the Arche Tuning stuff over here. There's HP down here. There's a massive HP thing down there. So I wonder if it's actually going to be more damage by working our way down to the HP instead of this multi-hit. All of that, we'll be testing it tomorrow on stream at twitch.tv/Augiesaint, as well as right here on the YouTube channel. So come check it out. I would love to see you guys there. But I think that is just about everything for the video. Components, we covered everything I can think of for the build for now. We will obviously have an updated one down the line once we fully min-max Serena. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video and it helped you out, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. Helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the